This project, through 2 lines of effort, look at shortfalls, gaps, and issues with Alaskan Arctic maritime communications and connectivity, and develop a comprehensive picture of those shortfalls, gaps, and communications and connectivity needs, and also look at near-term, mid-term, and long-term trends in new technologies for Arctic and Alaskan communications. Throughout the project, those 2 lines of effort will be integrated into the final knowledge product for the project. This research impacts Alaskan Arctic maritime operational and emergency response stakeholders in both the federal, state, and local community, such as the United States Coast Guard, National Weather Service, NOAA, North Slope, SAR, Alaska State Troopers, and others. It also impacts local communities. This research will help to allow local communities to better communicate, better understand partners in communications, and become more connected, which is very important in such a remote and vast environment. This research is important because Alaskan Arctic maritime stakeholders communicate in a lot of different ways, but largely through broadcasts. These broadcasts go out over areas, but there's not a lot of data that indicate how these broadcasts are being used, how effective they are, and how many people they reach. This project seeks to develop a comprehensive knowledge product to better integrate new communication solutions and better align those solutions with their needs and help address shortfalls, which will increase communications and connectivity effectiveness throughout Alaska and the Arctic. This project was conceptualized and initially developed through an iterative process between the Arctic Domain Awareness Center leadership and Coast Guard headquarters and Coast Guard Research and Development Center with support from DHS, S&T. Upon initial kickoff of the project, this project has continued to develop through fantastic support from project investigators, technical researchers, Arctic Community Outreach Coordinator, project evaluators, project advisors, our project champion, and project stakeholders. The strength of this project lies in that fantastic team that supports the project, guides it, and moves it forward. This project is important because United States citizens in Alaska and in the Arctic are conducting maritime operations in very harsh conditions, severe cold, severe winds, in remote areas, in an almost communications denied environment. Communications in Alaska and the Arctic is challenging due to the lack of infrastructure, the great distances, and the sparse populations of many coastal communities. Through this research, this product will inform stakeholders and the maritime community how they can best proceed through the effective leveraging of new and emerging technologies to better serve the needs of Alaskan Arctic maritime communities. The communities are vast and encompass a lot of different vessels with different operating characteristics, operating in at different times of day in different regions, different purposes, and finding solutions that work for the wide range of mariners that exist and operate in Alaska and Arctic is important. In Alaska and the Arctic, maritime professionals work with very limited infrastructure, satellite connectivity that doesn't reach their entire operating area, small, remote communities with limited capabilities. And they do that in the face of very severe weather. Some examples are vessels that are in the Arctic often lose communications, all forms of communications for weeks or even as much as a month at a time. Vessels operating in southeast and south central Alaska deal with line of sight interruptions due to mountainous terrain and operate in communications dead zones. And the community relies on relays from fellow mariners to bring notifications of an incident, of a situation, to responders. Through our efforts in working to address and hopefully resolve communications gaps and shortfalls, we hope to better connect those in need of assistance with those with the tools to effectively respond. This shortens the time that it takes to become aware of a situation, shortens the time to respond, and greatly reduces the risk that each mariner and maritime professional encounters anytime they get underway and conduct operations in Alaska and in the Arctic.